Hello, 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 T. Happy good morning to you from the backside of the Beaver Bog. I came out here today because when I was asking the Lord, what he would kind of want to share through me today, he reminded me of a conversation that he and I had out here at the end of February. And, sometimes when we find ourselves in a wilderness season, especially like as it continues to go on longer than like we wanted or we're hoping or whatever, it can be really easy to start to close our hearts off to God. And when we do that, we shut down our ability in the spiritual to see and hear, because sometimes the gifts of God don't really look that gifty to us in the natural. But if we will look with the spiritual, we'll see that in every season, there are gifts that he's longing to give us. And if we harden our heart to him, if we close off our heart to him, you know what I mean? We're going to miss them. And so, at the end of this last February, I happened to be walking, doing the beaver loop here. And as I was walking up the hill to the backside of the beaver bog, I happened to look down in the trail, and right in front of me was this nest that had blown out a tree, and it was upside down in the trail. And I picked it up and I'm like, oh, cool, I love nests. And I just kept kind of walking on my way. And I sensed in my spirit, the Lord say to me, like, Karen, I will make you a home. I will make you a nest. And what is a nest, dear girl? So then I was thinking with him, what is a nest? A nest, right, is a safe place where little ones, where babies, get everything they need so that they can thrive and become everything they're meant to be. And then one day, the edge of the nest, right, becomes a launching point for them to go out and become who they are and to fulfill their destiny. And so I was just kind of thinking about that and, about God's invitation to Mike and I, and about, what he's invited us to is so much bigger than just he and I. It's so much bigger than just he and I. And if we close our hearts off to him, then we're going to miss out on, his dreams in this time for us. And so I was just kind of thinking about this whole process, right? And I sat down at the hill over here overlooking the backside of the beaver bog and just thinking how God is so faithful to us, he extends us an invitation and we say yes, right? And then he takes us at our word. And I was just thinking of this wilderness time, and I just sensed God put in my spirit, this wilderness is the only way to get where you have told me that you want to go. I sensed God saying that to me. This wilderness right here, right now is vital. There are things that need to be removed out of you. There's lies that you believe. There's giants in your own life. There's strongholds, that must be exposed, expelled, and broken. There are things that you need to renounce and need to stop believing, in order to go into the next season and be successful in the next season, be successful with me in the next season. And so I was just thinking then, about the importance of looking at our wilderness through God's eyes, right? And just inviting him into it and saying, Lord Jesus, don't let us out a moment too soon. We long to steward well everything that you are inviting us to. And so God, don't let us out of this wilderness a moment too soon, And so then as I was sitting on the top of the hill here with God, he just kind of was speaking to me again, and he said, this wilderness that you are in is ordained by me, but Satan wants to Shanghai it. I intend it to be a place of transformation, Karen, a safe place where you partner with me to be prepared and equipped for the next season. This wilderness is really your nest. I just sensed him say too, Karen, this wilderness is your cocoon. You were not meant to be a caterpillar crawling around on the ground, getting trampled underfoot, crawling around on your belly. You know what I mean? You, dear girl, were meant to be a butterfly with wings. I am even now growing your wings. I designed you to fly and to bring beauty wherever you go and give my flowers everything they need to become everything that they are meant to be. You are a carrier of life, a vital link in the spiritual harvest chain. The gifts I have given you are like pollen, and pollen allows plants to reproduce by producing seeds. So pollen enables seed-bearing ability. And the Lord was just reminding me, right, of what's at stake in this wilderness. If I close my heart off to God in this wilderness, I'm going to miss out on the things that desperately need done in me in order, for me to steward everything that he's longing to entrust to me in this next season. And so it reminded me of a morning when I was walking out to the woods, and kind of feeling like wanting to close my heart off to God, right? Because I was weary and I was tired and I was disappointed, you know what I mean? And I felt like the Lord kind of put in my spirit, like, look at Hebrews 4. And so I turned to Hebrews 4 in the Passion Translation, and actually the end of 3 caught my eye, and it says, search your hearts every day, my brothers and sisters, and make sure that none of you has evil or unbelief hiding within you, for it will lead you astray and make you unresponsive to the living God. And then farther down it says, the Israelites grieved God for 40 years by sinning in their unbelief. And then the beginning of 4, God says, now God has offered to us the same promise of entering into his realm, of resting in confident faith, right? God is inviting us into the promised land. God is inviting us into our destiny. God is inviting us in to a future of partnering with him to see his dreams for us in this place, in the world, become a reality, right? That's what he's inviting us to. That's what we have to go through the wilderness to get to, you know? He says, so we must be extremely careful to ensure that we all embrace the fullness of that promise and not fail to experience it. For we have heard the good news of deliverance, just as they did, yet they didn't join their faith with the word. Instead, what they heard didn't affect them deeply, for they doubted. For those of us who believe, faith activates the promise, and we experience the realm of confident rest. We experience everything God created us for, right? Because it's so much bigger than us. And so as I was just thinking about all these things, you know, like, we must go through this to get where God is taking us. And, you know, how we handle the lessons of the wilderness, and whether or not we embrace God in them, and whether or not we choose to look through the spiritual eyes or our natural eyes, you know, that will determine how we are able to steward, and if we miss out on what he is inviting us to. And so God was just reminding me of the importance again, right, of guarding our hearts, and being so careful what we're allowing to grow there. And after I kind of read through Hebrews and stuff and was thinking about, you know, our guarding our hearts, the Lord kind of birthed this song in me, and I wanted to share it with you. It's called I Believe, and it goes like this. Sometimes in the dark of the night, when I can't find my way to the light, you seem far away. I can't hear what you say, and I feel so tempted to just close my heart off to you, to just give up this fight and surrender to the night. But I don't want to hurt you. Don't let me desert you. God, what has more worth than you? You are moving. Though I cannot see, God, I'm choosing to follow your lead, although I don't understand. And I might not see your hand. I believe that your heart is for me. Your love is more vast than the sea. God, I believe. So I strengthen my grip and hold tight while you fight for me from your side. We are breaking through. I will see that nothing's too hard for you. Oh, fierceness of God, rise in me. Awaken my heart to your dream. Come kindle your fire in my soul. Let it rage till it's out of control, till I've no thought of turning, consumed in your yearning. My heart's ever burning for you. So come and take me deeper into your heart. God, awaken me to who you truly are, till all of the world can see you releasing your heart through me. As strongholds come tumbling down, and our shackles lay there on the ground, and they are set free. This is your dream. God, I believe. So if you are in the wilderness right now, picture it maybe as your cocoon, you know what I mean? And you don't want to be out of your cocoon a moment too soon, because otherwise you will never be able to fulfill your destiny. And I just pray that the Lord comforts your heart today and gives you the endurance and the perseverance that you need to not harden your heart to Him, to keep your heart soft and tender to Him, and eyes to see every gift that He has for you in this time. Have a really blessed day. Take care. Toodaloo.